Welcome to Uncle Al's Bookshelf, the channel where we help you discover the world's greatest stories in just a few minutes. Whether you're a busy book lover who doesn't have time for long reads, or you simply want to explore the highlights of classic literature, this is the place for you. I'm your host, Uncle Al, and in each video, I'll take you on a journey through the most beloved books of all time, giving you a quick overview of their plots, characters, themes, and literary styles. So sit back, relax, and get ready to join me on a trip through the pages of history's most enduring works. In today's video, we are going to talk about To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee Part 2. The second part of the book is not divided into distinct sections or chapters like the first part. Instead, the narrative flows seamlessly from the events leading up to the trial of Tom Robinson to the trial itself and its aftermath. The second part primarily revolves around the trial and its impact on the characters and the community of Maycomb. It is important to note that the chapters in the second part do not have explicit titles or divisions, but rather form a continuous narrative within the overall structure of the book. In this video, we will be talking about all the main events that happened in the second part of this book. We will also draw conclusions after each event. The continuation of Tom Robinson's trial, with testimonies from Mayla Ewell and Tom Robinson himself. In the continuation of Tom Robinson's trial, the courtroom is abuzz with anticipation as the testimonies of Mayla Ewell and Tom Robinson take center stage. The atmosphere is tense, reflecting the gravity of the case and the deeply entrenched racial prejudices that pervade the town of Maycomb. Mayla Ewell, a young white woman from a poverty-stricken family, is called to the stand as the alleged victim. She appears fragile and nervous, her demeanor hinting at a difficult life. Mayla's testimony is carefully crafted to incriminate Tom Robinson, a black man who stands accused of assaulting her. With a trembling voice, Mayla recounts the events of the fateful day, claiming that Tom forcefully entered her home, attacked her, and took advantage of her vulnerability. Her words carry a weight that could seal Tom's fate. However, Atticus Finch, Tom's defense attorney, methodically dissects her story during cross-examination. Atticus gently probes Mayla's account, revealing inconsistencies and raising doubts about her credibility. He points out discrepancies in her recollection of the incident, shedding doubt on the veracity of her claims. Despite her hardships, Mayla's testimony begins to unravel under the scrutiny of Atticus's meticulous questioning. Next, it is Tom Robinson's turn to testify. Tom, a humble and respectable black man, takes the stand, his crippled left arm serving as a poignant reminder of his innocence. With a composed demeanor, he recounts his version of events, emphasizing that he had only ever helped Mayla with various odd jobs around her property. Tom maintains his complete innocence, vehemently denying any inappropriate behavior. He explains that on the day in question, he had entered Mayla's home to fix a broken door, an act born out of kindness and neighborly goodwill. Tom's honest and unwavering testimony paints a stark contrast to Mayla's narrative. Atticus masterfully presents evidence, skillfully highlighting the lack of physical evidence to support Mayla's claims. He challenges the racial biases that cloud the minds of the jury and exposes the flaws in the prosecution's case. Atticus's defense aims to shed light on the unjust treatment of Tom due to his race and the prevalent racism in society. As the testimonies unfold, the courtroom becomes a battleground of conflicting narratives and deeply ingrained prejudices. The outcome of the trial hangs in the balance, poised to expose the deep-rooted racial tensions and systemic injustices within Maycomb. The event underscores the profound racial injustices and prejudice that define the social fabric of Maycomb. It also showcases the moral fortitude of Atticus Finch as he courageously defends an innocent man against a deeply prejudiced society. This significant moment in the novel sets the stage for the subsequent chapters, further exploring the themes of racial inequality, injustice, and the courage to fight for what is right. Atticus Finch's powerful closing argument, emphasizing the injustice of Tom's conviction. In the climactic event of Tom Robinson's trial, Atticus Finch delivers a resounding and powerful closing argument that seeks to expose the injustice of Tom's impending conviction. The courtroom is filled with an air of anticipation as Atticus, known for his integrity and moral compass, prepares to deliver a speech that will challenge the deeply ingrained racial biases prevalent in Maycomb. Atticus rises to address the jury, his voice steady and his words laden with conviction. With eloquence and logical precision, he lays out a compelling argument, appealing not just to the jurors' legal duty, but also to their sense of morality and fairness. Atticus begins by acknowledging the racial tensions that cloud the trial, recognizing the historical prejudice that has plagued their community. He implores the jury to rise above their biases and consider the evidence presented, reminding them of their solemn responsibility to administer justice impartially. Drawing upon the testimonies and evidence, Atticus meticulously dismantles the prosecution's case, highlighting the inconsistencies and gaps in their narrative. He exposes the flawed reasoning and prejudiced assumptions that underpin the accusation against Tom Robinson. Atticus invokes the principles of equality and the presumption of innocence, reminding the jury that in a just society, every individual is entitled to a fair trial, regardless of their race. He paints a vivid picture of Tom's innocence and emphasizes the lack of credible evidence against him, urging the jury to look beyond the color of Tom's skin and see him as a human being deserving of justice. Atticus's closing argument resonates with sincerity and integrity, captivating the courtroom as he skillfully weaves together the threads of truth and compassion. He challenges the jury to consider the consequences of a wrongful conviction, not just for Tom Robinson, but for the very fabric of their society. In the conclusion of his closing argument, Atticus delivers a heartfelt plea for justice, a plea that reverberates throughout the courtroom. His words carry the weight of a moral imperative, reminding the jury of their duty to uphold the principles of fairness and equality. The event culminates in a profound realization of the systemic injustices that pervade Maycomb. Atticus's closing argument serves as a catalyst for self-reflection, forcing the jury and spectators to confront their own biases and question the foundations of their beliefs. In conclusion, Atticus Finch's powerful closing argument in Tom Robinson's trial stands as a testament to his unwavering commitment to truth, justice, and equality. Through his impassioned speech, he exposes the injustice of Tom's impending conviction and challenges the deeply rooted prejudices that plague their community. This pivotal event showcases Atticus's moral courage and integrity as he fearlessly confronts the racial biases ingrained in Maycomb society. It underscores the central themes of the novel, including racial inequality, social injustice, and the struggle for truth and righteousness in the face of overwhelming adversity. Atticus's closing argument leaves an indelible mark on the minds and hearts of those present in the courtroom, reminding them of the importance of fighting for justice and confronting the uncomfortable truths that lie at the core of their community. The tension and anticipation leading up to the jury's deliberation. The courtroom is abuzz with tension and anticipation as the fate of Tom Robinson rests in the hands of the jury. The atmosphere is thick with unease as the spectators anxiously await the verdict that will determine the course of justice in Maycomb. Inside the jury room, 12 individuals from diverse backgrounds gather to deliberate on Tom Robinson's case. Each juror carries their own biases, beliefs, and preconceptions, which will inevitably shape their decision. The room becomes a microcosm of the deeply entrenched racial prejudices that exist within the town. As the hours pass, the deliberation is fraught with conflicting opinions and heated exchanges. Some jurors seem unwilling to see past the color of Tom's skin, holding steadfast to their prejudiced views, despite the overwhelming evidence in his favor. Others, however, grapple with their conscience and attempt to rise above the prevailing biases. Characters such as Juror Number 4, a stern and stoic individual, demonstrates a reluctance to challenge the status quo. His conviction in the guilt of Tom Robinson is unwavering, refusing to consider any alternative interpretations of the evidence presented during the trial. In contrast, Juror Number 8 emerges as a voice of reason and compassion. He questions the flawed reasoning and discriminatory assumptions that led to Tom's unjust conviction. With patience and determination, he appeals to the jurors' sense of fairness and urges them to re-examine their own biases. The deliberation is marked by intense moments of confrontation and introspection. Emotions run high as the jurors confront their own prejudices and confront the uncomfortable truths about themselves and their community. In the conclusion of the event, the tension reaches its peak as the jury finally reaches a verdict. Their decision, however, is a harrowing reflection of the racial divisions that plague Maycomb. The injustice becomes palpable as the guilty verdict is delivered, crushing the hopes of those who believed in the triumph of truth and justice. This event serves as a stark reminder of the deeply rooted prejudices and systemic injustice that continue to shape the lives of individuals in Maycomb. It underscores the central themes of the novel, highlighting the devastating consequences of racism and the disheartening reality of a flawed justice system. The tension and anticipation leading up to the jury's deliberation reveal the inherent challenges in seeking justice within a society riddled with discrimination. It exposes the limitations of the legal system and the difficult task of challenging long-standing biases. Ultimately, this event serves as a call to action, urging readers to confront their own biases and strive for a more equitable and just society. The tension and anticipation leading up to the jury's deliberation encapsulate the pervasive struggle for justice and equality in To Kill a Mockingbird. It serves as a pivotal moment that leaves a lasting impact on the characters and readers alike, propelling them toward a greater understanding of the human condition and the necessity of standing up against injustice. The verdict of guilty, despite the overwhelming evidence in Tom's favor. As the courtroom holds its breath, the moment of truth arrives with the jury's verdict in the trial of Tom Robinson. The weight of anticipation hangs heavily in the air as Atticus Finch, Tom's defense attorney, and the entire town of Maycomb anxiously await the outcome. The jurors file into the courtroom, their faces inscrutable, their decision about to be revealed. Among them are characters who symbolize the deep-rooted racial prejudices of the community. Some jurors, driven by their own biases, have shown little willingness to consider the overwhelming evidence in Tom's favor. Atticus Finch, a paragon of moral integrity and justice, stands beside Tom, embodying the hope for a fair and impartial judgment. He has presented a compelling case, exposing the inconsistencies in the prosecution's arguments and dismantling the flimsy web of lies surrounding Mayla Ewell's accusations. The tension in the courtroom is palpable as the jury foreman rises to deliver the verdict. The moment hangs in the balance, holding the potential for either a triumph of truth and justice or a devastating blow to the hopes of those who believe in equality. With a solemn voice, the jury pronounces Tom Robinson guilty. Shock reverberates through the courtroom, shattering the hopes and expectations of those who had hoped for a just outcome. The injustice of the decision is undeniable, as the overwhelming evidence in Tom's favor has been callously disregarded due to the racial prejudices deeply ingrained in Maycomb society. The faces of Tom's family and supporters fall, their dreams of a fair trial shattered. Scout, the young narrator, watches in disbelief, grappling with the harsh reality of the world she thought she knew. The impact of the guilty verdict is felt by all, resonating with the novel's central themes of racial inequality and the failure of the justice system to protect the innocent. In the conclusion of the event, a sense of despair and disillusionment permeates the atmosphere. The guilty verdict serves as a stark reminder of the insidious grip of racism on the town of Maycomb and the harsh reality faced by marginalized individuals like Tom Robinson. It exposes the deep-seated prejudices that continue to prevail despite the evidence presented in the trial. The event underscores the themes of injustice, prejudice, and the moral responsibility to challenge systemic discrimination. It serves as a poignant moment that forces readers to confront the harsh realities of a flawed justice system and the profound impact of racial biases on individual lives. Despite the devastating outcome, the event also sparks a glimmer of hope. Atticus Finch's unwavering commitment to truth and justice, coupled with the resilience of those who stand against prejudice, serves as an inspiration for readers to continue the fight for equality and to challenge the oppressive forces that persist in society. The guilty verdict reverberates throughout the narrative, leaving an indelible mark on the characters and readers alike. It serves as a catalyst for reflection and action, propelling the story forward and deepening the exploration of the novel's profound themes. In the face of the unjust verdict, readers are compelled to question their own roles in perpetuating systemic inequalities and to strive for a more just and equitable society. The event stands as a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy, understanding, and the ongoing struggle for equality in the face of adversity. The reactions of the townspeople, highlighting the pervasive racism and prejudice in Maycomb. The guilty verdict in Tom Robinson's trial sends shockwaves through the town of Maycomb, exposing the deep-rooted racism and prejudice that permeates the community. The reactions of the townspeople following the trial reveal the harsh reality of their attitudes towards the African American population. As news of the verdict spreads, whispers and murmurs fill the streets of Maycomb. Some townspeople express satisfaction, their racist beliefs vindicated by the outcome. Their prejudiced views fuel their belief that a black man could never be innocent in the eyes of a white jury. However, there are also those who feel a sense of unease and moral discomfort. These individuals recognize the injustice that has been done, but are hesitant to challenge the prevailing social norms. They are torn between their own conscience and the fear of going against the tide of racism that engulfs the town. Characters like Miss Maudie Atkinson and Judge Taylor stand as beacons of reason and empathy amidst the prevailing prejudice. They understand the gravity of the situation and express their disappointment in the verdict, recognizing the injustice inflicted upon Tom Robinson. Conversely, characters like Bob Ewell, Mayla's father, revel in the victory, proudly flaunting their racist beliefs. Their actions and words further highlight the deep-seated bigotry that exists within Maycomb society, perpetuating the cycle of discrimination and inequality. The African American community, represented by characters like Calpurnia and Tom Robinson's family, bears the brunt of the town's racist attitudes. They navigate the aftermath of the trial with a mixture of resignation, resilience, and the crushing weight of the injustice that has befallen them. In the conclusion of the event, the pervasive racism and prejudice in Maycomb become starkly evident. The guilty verdict serves as a stark reminder of the deeply entrenched biases that define the town's collective mindset. The reactions of the townspeople expose the complex dynamics of a society grappling with systemic racism and the varying responses to it. The event serves as a catalyst for introspection, forcing readers to confront the uncomfortable reality of prejudice and discrimination that continues to plague our world. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing and challenging our own biases, as well as the need for allyship and solidarity in the fight against racism. The reactions of the townspeople highlight the urgent need for change, prompting readers to question their own roles in perpetuating or dismantling systemic inequalities. It calls for empathy, understanding, and a collective effort to dismantle the deeply ingrained prejudices that hinder progress and perpetuate injustice. In the aftermath of the trial, the stark divide between justice and prejudice becomes clear. The event serves as a powerful reminder of the work that still needs to be done to create a more just and inclusive society, where everyone is afforded equal rights and opportunities. Ultimately, the reactions of the townspeople following the guilty verdict leave readers with a profound sense of the challenges that lie ahead. It is a call to action, urging us to examine our own biases, stand against injustice, and work towards a more equitable future. Scout, Jem, and Dill's continued fascination with Boo Radley and their attempts to communicate with him. Scout, Jem, and Dill's continued fascination with Boo Radley drives their curiosity and desire to make contact with the reclusive neighbor. Despite the warnings and rumors surrounding Boo, the children embark on a series of attempts to communicate with him, seeking to unravel the mystery that shrouds his life. The event unfolds with Scout, Jem, and Dill devising various schemes to catch a glimpse of Boo or coax him out of his house. They engage in imaginative games and role plays, reenacting their interpretation of Boo's life and creating stories about him. These activities serve as a means of connecting with the enigmatic figure and satisfying their curiosity. Their endeavors range from leaving notes and gifts in the knot of a tree near the Radley house to trying to lure Boo out by means of a fishing pole. The children are determined to make contact, driven by their youthful sense of adventure and a longing to break down the barriers that separate them from Boo. Throughout their attempts, the characters of Scout, Jem, and Dill shine through. Scout's inquisitiveness and fearlessness, Jem's growing maturity and protectiveness, and Dill's imagination and enthusiasm all play integral roles in driving their shared mission. Their efforts are met with mixed results, leaving them both exhilarated and disappointed. Despite their persistence, Boo Radley remains an enigma, and their attempts to reach out to him prove fruitless. Their fascination with Boo serves as a lens through which they explore the complexities of human nature, societal prejudices, and the power of empathy. In the conclusion of the event, the children come to realize the limitations of their actions and the weight of their assumptions. They begin to understand that Boo Radley is not a mere object of fascination, but a human being with his own story and reasons for seclusion. The event serves as a lesson in empathy and the importance of recognizing the humanity in others, even those deemed as outsiders. Through their experiences, the children learn that Boo Radley, like any other person, deserves respect and understanding, rather than being objectified or sensationalized. The event leaves readers contemplating the themes of isolation, prejudice, and the power of compassion. It challenges us to question our own assumptions and biases, urging us to seek connection and understanding rather than perpetuating stereotypes or perpetuating the cycle of fear and judgment. Ultimately, the event underscores the transformative power of empathy and the potential for personal growth when we embrace compassion and recognize the humanity in others. It serves as a reminder that true connection and understanding can only be achieved through a willingness to see beyond appearances and engage in acts of kindness and empathy. The journey of Scout, Jem, and Dill in their attempts to communicate with Boo Radley serves as a poignant reminder of the profound impact that empathy and understanding can have in bridging the gaps that separate us. It invites readers to reflect on their own interactions with others and strive to cultivate empathy and compassion in their own lives. Atticus's discussions with the children about the importance of empathy and understanding. Atticus's discussions with the children about the importance of empathy and understanding serve as a pivotal event in the story, shaping the moral compass and worldview of Scout and Jem. These conversations provide valuable life lessons that go beyond the boundaries of their small town of Maycomb. The event unfolds as Atticus recognizes the children's growing curiosity and questions about the world around them, particularly concerning the trial of Tom Robinson. Atticus, ever the wise and compassionate father, seizes the opportunity to engage them in meaningful conversations about empathy and the need to understand others. Atticus takes on the role of a patient and thoughtful teacher, explaining complex concepts in a way that his young children can grasp. Through his gentle guidance, he encourages Scout and Jem to put themselves in others' shoes and consider the perspective of those who may be different from them. Atticus draws upon his own experiences as a lawyer to illustrate the importance of empathy in navigating the complexities of life. He discusses the injustices he witnesses in the courtroom and emphasizes the need for fairness and understanding, even in the face of adversity and prejudice. The characters of Scout and Jem actively engage in these conversations, demonstrating their eagerness to learn and understand the world around them. Scout, in particular, exhibits a curious and open mind, while Jem displays a growing sense of maturity as he grapples with the complexities of empathy. Through these discussions, Atticus helps the children realize that empathy requires looking beyond superficial differences and societal expectations. He encourages them to consider the circumstances and challenges faced by others, fostering a sense of compassion and understanding within them. In the conclusion of the event, Atticus's discussions leave a lasting impact on Scout and Jem. They begin to see the world through a lens of empathy, recognizing that judgment and prejudice only serve to deepen divisions and perpetuate injustices. The event serves as a turning point in the children's moral development, highlighting the transformative power of empathy and understanding. It lays the foundation for their growing awareness of the social injustices surrounding them and prepares them for the challenges they will face in the future. Atticus's lessons on empathy become a guiding principle for Scout and Jem as they navigate their own encounters with prejudice and discrimination. The event underscores the importance of fostering empathy and understanding in the face of adversity, and it encourages readers to examine their own perspectives and biases. In conclusion, Atticus's discussions with the children about empathy and understanding illuminate the central themes of the novel: the power of compassion, the dangers of prejudice, and the potential for personal growth. This event serves as a moral compass for Scout and Jem, urging them and readers alike to strive for empathy and to seek understanding in a world too often plagued by division and injustice. Scout's encounters with Mrs. DeBose, a cantankerous neighbor, and the lessons she learns about courage and inner strength. Scout's encounters with Mrs. DeBose, a cantankerous neighbor, provide a significant and transformative event in her journey of personal growth and understanding. Through these encounters, Scout learns valuable lessons about courage, inner strength, and the complexities of human nature. The event begins as Scout and Jem pass by Mrs. DuBose's house on their way to town. Mrs. DuBose, known for her harsh demeanor and scathing remarks, directs her vitriol towards the children, particularly Scout. Despite their initial shock and anger, Atticus instructs them to maintain their composure and not to let Mrs. DuBose's words affect them. As the encounters continue, Scout witnesses firsthand the power of Mrs. DuBose's tongue and the venomous insults she hurls. However, she also begins to notice that there is something deeper beneath Mrs. DuBose's irritable exterior. Atticus later reveals that Mrs. DuBose is fighting a personal battle with addiction and is attempting to overcome her morphine addiction before her impending death. One day, Mrs. DuBose's insults become too much for Jem to bear, and he lashes out by destroying her camellia bushes in a fit of rage. Atticus, disappointed by Jem's actions, devises a punishment that involves Jem reading to Mrs. DuBose for a specified period every day. Scout accompanies Jem to Mrs. DuBose's house during these reading sessions. Initially, the atmosphere is tense and uncomfortable. Mrs. DuBose remains critical and unyielding, making it challenging for the children to find common ground. However, as the readings progress, Scout begins to observe a subtle change in Mrs. DuBose's demeanor. Despite her constant pain and struggle, Mrs. DuBose exhibits remarkable resilience and determination to overcome her addiction. As the event reaches its climax, Mrs. DuBose passes away, leaving Jem and Scout with mixed emotions. Atticus explains to them that Mrs. DuBose's struggle represented true courage and inner strength. He emphasizes the importance of understanding and empathizing with others, even those who may appear difficult or antagonistic. In the conclusion of the event, Scout reflects on the lessons she has learned from Mrs. DuBose. She realizes that courage comes in many forms, and true strength lies in facing challenges head-on, regardless of the outcome. Through her encounters with Mrs. DuBose, Scout gains a deeper understanding of the complexities of human nature and learns not to judge others based solely on appearances or initial impressions. This event serves as a catalyst for Scout's growth and development, reinforcing the novel's themes of empathy and understanding. It teaches her the importance of looking beyond surface-level judgments and recognizing the struggles that individuals may be facing. Ultimately, Scout's encounters with Mrs. DuBose provide her with a valuable perspective on courage, resilience, and the capacity for personal transformation. In conclusion, Scout's encounters with Mrs. DuBose serve as a pivotal event in her coming-of-age journey. Through these encounters, she learns important lessons about courage, inner strength, and the complexities of human nature. The event underscores the novel's overarching themes of empathy and understanding, urging readers to look beyond initial impressions and strive for a deeper understanding of others. And Alexandra's arrival at the Finch household, bringing with her traditional values and expectations. The event of Alexandra's arrival at the Finch household introduces a significant shift in the dynamics and atmosphere of the family. And Alexandra, a strong-willed and traditional woman, brings with her a set of rigid values and expectations that challenge the existing dynamics of the Finch household. The event begins as Alexandra arrives in Maycomb to provide support for Atticus and to instill a sense of familial propriety and tradition. Her arrival creates a sense of anticipation and unease among Scout, Jem, and Calpurnia, who are accustomed to a more relaxed and unconventional lifestyle. And Alexandra quickly establishes her presence and authority within the household. She firmly believes in upholding the reputation and social standing of the Finch family. She emphasizes the importance of Scout and Jem conforming to societal expectations, particularly in their interactions with others in Maycomb. As the event progresses, tensions arise between Alexandra and Atticus, who holds more progressive and egalitarian views. Their differing perspectives on race, class, and the role of women create conflicts and debates within the family. And Alexandra places great importance on the Finch family heritage and the preservation of their social status, while Atticus values justice and equality for all. The arrival of Alexandra also affects Scout's relationship with Calpurnia, the family's longtime housekeeper and surrogate mother figure. And Alexandra questions Calpurnia's role in the household, and attempts to diminish her influence on Scout and Jem. This causes Scout to feel torn between her loyalty to Calpurnia and her desire to please her aunt. In the conclusion of the event, Aunt Alexandra's presence brings about a greater understanding of the societal pressures and expectations that exist in Maycomb. While her arrival initially creates tension and conflict within the Finch household, it also serves as an opportunity for growth and reflection. Scout, Jem, and Atticus confront the clash between traditional values and progressive ideals, forcing them to examine their own beliefs and convictions. The event prompts a deeper exploration of the themes of prejudice, identity, and the power dynamics within Maycomb society. Ultimately, the event highlights the complexities of navigating societal expectations and staying true to one's own principles. It serves as a catalyst for personal growth and challenges the characters to question and redefine their understanding of family, community, and their role within the larger social context. In conclusion, Aunt Alexandra's arrival at the Finch household disrupts the existing dynamics and introduces a clash of values and expectations. The event explores themes of tradition versus progress, identity, and the challenges of conforming to societal norms. It prompts the characters to reflect on their own beliefs and forces them to confront the complexities of navigating a society deeply rooted in prejudice. Through this event, the characters undergo personal growth and are challenged to redefine their understanding of family, community, and their place within the broader social landscape. The children's participation in the local Christmas pageant, with Scout playing the role of a ham. The event of the children's participation in the local Christmas pageant brings a mix of excitement, humor, and reflection to the community of Maycomb. As the event unfolds, Scout finds herself playing the unexpected role of a ham, leading to both amusing and thought-provoking moments. The event begins with the anticipation and preparation for the Christmas pageant. Scout, Jem, and their friend Dill eagerly join in the rehearsals, with Scout being assigned the role of a ham wrapped in chicken wire. Despite her initial disappointment, Scout embraces the role with enthusiasm and commits herself to the performance. As the day of the pageant arrives, the children gather at the school auditorium, filled with a sense of nervousness and anticipation. Scout, dressed in her oversized ham costume, takes her place among the other performers. The atmosphere is filled with excitement and merriment as the audience gathers to watch the annual event. Scout's appearance as the ham becomes a source of amusement for the audience, causing a burst of laughter throughout the auditorium. However, as the performance progresses, Scout's understanding of the significance of the pageant deepens. She realizes that the event is more than just a comedic spectacle. It is a representation of the spirit of community, celebration, and unity. In the conclusion of the event, Scout's participation as the ham serves as a reminder of the importance of embracing one's role, no matter how unconventional or seemingly insignificant. Through her genuine enthusiasm and willingness to be a part of the pageant, Scout unknowingly brings joy and laughter to the audience. The event also offers a moment of reflection for Scout as she contemplates the meaning of Christmas and the values of compassion and togetherness. It serves as a reminder that even in the face of adversity and prejudice, there is room for laughter, camaraderie, and the celebration of shared experiences. Furthermore, the event highlights the transformative power of empathy and understanding. Despite initially feeling embarrassed and out of place, Scout's participation allows her to connect with the community on a deeper level. It becomes a catalyst for her growth as she begins to recognize the importance of empathy and embracing different perspectives. In conclusion, the children's participation in the local Christmas pageant, with Scout playing the role of a ham, brings a blend of humor and reflection to the community of Maycomb. The event showcases Scout's resilience and her ability to find joy in unexpected situations. It also emphasizes the significance of community, unity, and the transformative power of empathy. Through Scout's participation, the event becomes a moment of growth and realization, fostering a deeper understanding of the values of compassion and togetherness. The fire at Miss Maudie's house and the community's response in coming together to support her. The event of the fire at Miss Maudie's house brings a sense of shock and community spirit to the town of Maycomb. As the fire engulfs Miss Maudie's home, the residents come together to provide support and comfort during this challenging time. The event begins with Scout, Jem, and Dill noticing the flames and smoke engulfing Miss Maudie's house on a cold winter evening. They immediately alert the neighbors, and the news spreads rapidly through the community. The sight of the flames and the uncertainty about Miss Maudie's safety create a sense of urgency and concern among the townspeople. As the fire rages on, the residents of Maycomb rush to Miss Maudie's aid. The fire department arrives, and neighbors unite to form a human chain to save Miss Maudie's furniture and belongings. Despite the loss of her home, Miss Maudie displays resilience and grace, expressing gratitude for the community's support. Throughout the event, various characters emerge to lend a helping hand. Atticus Finch, Scout and Jem's father, provides warmth and comfort to Scout as they watch the blaze from a safe distance. The Finch family opens their doors to Miss Maudie, offering her a place to stay temporarily. Additionally, the neighbors offer their assistance, showing a strong sense of unity and compassion. In the conclusion of the event, the fire at Miss Maudie's house serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of community support. Despite the devastating loss, the incident brings the residents of Maycomb closer together. It reinforces the notion that in times of adversity, people can put aside their differences and rally around a common cause, offering help and solace to those in need. The fire at Miss Maudie's house also highlights Miss Maudie's character, as she displays resilience and an unwavering spirit. Her positive attitude and gratitude in the face of adversity serve as an inspiration to the community. The event further emphasizes the power of kindness and empathy in building a strong and supportive community. In conclusion, the fire at Miss Maudie's house brings a mixture of shock, unity, and compassion to the town of Maycomb. The event highlights the community's response in coming together to support their neighbor in a time of crisis. It showcases the strength of character, resilience, and gratitude displayed by Miss Maudie. The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of community support, kindness, and empathy in fostering a strong and united society. The growing animosity and threats towards Atticus due to his defense of Tom Robinson. The event of growing animosity and threats towards Atticus Finch due to his defense of Tom Robinson sheds light on the deep-seated racism and prejudice that exists in the town of Maycomb. As the trial progresses and Atticus staunchly defends Tom, tensions rise, and Atticus becomes the target of hostility and threats from certain members of the community. The event begins with the trial of Tom Robinson, where Atticus fearlessly represents him, despite the overwhelming odds stacked against them. As Atticus presents his arguments and challenges the racial biases of the town, a divide becomes evident between those who support his pursuit of justice and those who harbor deep-seated racism. Throughout the event, various characters play significant roles in highlighting the animosity directed towards Atticus. Bob Ewell, the father of Mayla Ewell, the woman accusing Tom of rape, emerges as a central figure in expressing his anger and resentment towards Atticus. He openly threatens Atticus and his family, creating an atmosphere of fear and tension. Atticus's children, Scout and Jem, witness the growing hostility towards their father. They experience a mix of confusion, fear, and frustration as they grapple with the harsh reality of the prejudice ingrained in their community. Atticus's unwavering commitment to justice and equality serves as a guiding light for Scout and Jem, even in the face of adversity. The conclusion of the event showcases Atticus's strength of character and moral compass. Despite the threats and backlash, he remains steadfast in his principles, refusing to be intimidated or swayed by the prejudices of others. Atticus's resilience in the face of adversity becomes a symbol of hope and integrity for those who believe in justice and equality. Furthermore, the event serves as a sobering reminder of the deep-rooted racism that permeates Maycomb. It highlights the challenges faced by those who dare to challenge the status quo and stand up for what is right. The animosity towards Atticus exposes the ugly truth of societal prejudices and the lengths some would go to maintain an unjust system. In conclusion, the growing animosity and threats towards Atticus Finch reflect the pervasive racism and prejudice deeply entrenched in Maycomb. The event showcases the courage and resilience of Atticus as he fearlessly defends Tom Robinson, despite the personal risks involved. It also sheds light on the impact of Atticus's unwavering commitment to justice on his children, Scout and Jem, who witness firsthand the consequences of challenging the prevailing attitudes of their community. The event serves as a stark reminder of the harsh realities of racism and the uphill battle faced by those who seek to dismantle it. The incident where Scout and Jem are attacked by Bob Ewell on their way home from a Halloween event. The incident where Scout and Jem are attacked by Bob Ewell on their way home from a Halloween event marks a pivotal and harrowing moment in the narrative of To Kill a Mockingbird. The events leading up to the attack build tension and foreshadow the danger that awaits the young siblings. The event begins on Halloween night, as Scout and Jem, dressed in costumes, make their way home after attending a pageant at their school. Walking through the dark and deserted streets, they sense a presence following them, heightening their unease. Suddenly, Bob Ewell, the vindictive and resentful father of Mayla Ewell, emerges from the shadows, fueled by his anger towards Atticus Finch and seeking revenge. As the attack unfolds, the reader witnesses Bob Ewell's violent and vengeful nature firsthand. He confronts Scout and Jem, fueled by his hatred for Atticus and his belief that the trial and its aftermath have threatened his family's reputation. Bob's intentions become clear as he aggressively confronts the children, fueled by his deep-seated anger and prejudice. Just as the situation escalates and it seems that Scout and Jem are in grave danger, Boo Radley, a mysterious and reclusive neighbor, intervenes. Boo's appearance in the narrative takes a surprising turn as he defends the children, attacking Bob Ewell and ultimately saving Scout and Jem's lives. This unexpected act of heroism from Boo showcases his underlying goodness and challenges the stereotypes and prejudices surrounding his character. The conclusion of the event brings about a sense of relief and reflection. Scout realizes that Boo Radley, whom she and Jem had feared and misunderstood for so long, is in fact a gentle and caring person. This realization marks a significant moment of growth and understanding for Scout, as she learns the importance of empathy and looking beyond superficial judgments. Moreover, the incident highlights the ongoing presence of violence and prejudice in the community of Maycomb. Bob Ewell's attack on Scout and Jem serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of deep-rooted racism and the dangers that exist when bigotry goes unchecked. In conclusion, the incident where Scout and Jem are attacked by Bob Ewell showcases the pervasive hatred and violence fueled by prejudice in Maycomb. It brings to light the heroic nature of Boo Radley, who emerges from the shadows to protect the children. The event serves as a catalyst for Scout's growth and understanding, as she learns to see beyond appearances and embrace the importance of empathy. Ultimately, the incident underscores the need to confront and overcome the injustices and prejudices that threaten the well-being of individuals and communities. The intervention of an unknown figure who saves the children from Bob Ewell's attack. The intervention of an unknown figure who saves the children from Bob Ewell's attack is a climactic and pivotal moment in the narrative of To Kill a Mockingbird. This event marks a turning point in the lives of Scout and Jem and sheds light on the true nature of courage and compassion. As Scout and Jem make their way home from the Halloween event, they become the target of Bob Ewell's anger and resentment. Bob, fueled by his bitterness over the trial and his desire for revenge against Atticus Finch, confronts the children in a secluded area, intending to cause them harm. The tension is palpable as Bob's hostility intensifies, and the children find themselves in a dire and dangerous situation. Just as it seems that all hope is lost, an unknown figure emerges from the shadows and swiftly intervenes. This figure, later revealed to be Boo Radley, the reclusive neighbor whom the children had been fascinated by and feared, steps in to protect Scout and Jem. Boo's appearance is shrouded in mystery and darkness, and his sudden act of heroism catches everyone off guard. With surprising agility and strength, Boo overpowers Bob Ewell, putting an end to the immediate threat. In the chaos that ensues, the children are able to escape and make their way back home, physically unharmed, but deeply affected by the traumatic event. The intervention of Boo Radley represents a profound act of bravery and compassion. Boo, who had been misunderstood and feared by the community for years, emerges as a savior in this moment, defying societal expectations and challenging the prejudices that have surrounded his character. His selfless act reveals the depths of his humanity and his capacity for goodness. The event's conclusion brings about a mix of emotions and realizations. Scout and Jem, deeply shaken by the attack and profoundly moved by Boo's intervention, begin to see Boo Radley in a new light. They come to understand that the man they had once considered a phantom is, in fact, a kind-hearted individual capable of immense courage and empathy. The intervention also serves as a catalyst for the children's growth and development. It prompts them to question their preconceived notions and prejudices, as they learn valuable lessons about the complexity of human nature and the importance of looking beyond appearances. In conclusion, the intervention of an unknown figure, later revealed to be Boo Radley, who saves Scout and Jem from Bob Ewell's attack, is a transformative and powerful event. It showcases the extraordinary capacity for goodness that exists within individuals, even those who have been marginalized or misunderstood. The event teaches valuable lessons about courage, compassion, and the need to challenge societal prejudices. It leaves a lasting impact on Scout and Jem, shaping their understanding of the world and their place within it. The discovery that Boo Radley is the one who saved Scout and Jem, leading to a deeper understanding of his character. The discovery that Boo Radley is the one who saved Scout and Jem brings about a profound shift in the narrative of To Kill a Mockingbird. It unveils the true identity and character of Boo, providing a deeper understanding of his motives and the complexities of his existence. Following the attack by Bob Ewell, Atticus, the children's father, arrives on the scene. He is shocked and alarmed by the events that have unfolded and quickly calls for medical assistance. As Scout and Jem recover from the physical and emotional trauma, the truth of the mysterious savior begins to unravel. Atticus and the local sheriff Hecate investigate the incident and soon realize that Boo Radley had come to the children's rescue. They piece together the evidence and testimonies to confirm Boo's involvement. Miss Maudie, a neighbor and friend, corroborates the account, shedding light on Boo's reckless nature and the acts of kindness he has performed over the years. Scout and Jem, who had long been fascinated by the enigma of Boo Radley, grapple with a mix of emotions upon learning that he had been watching over them from the shadows. They reflect on their initial fear and misunderstanding of Boo, realizing that their perception of him was largely shaped by rumors and gossip. The discovery of Boo's identity prompts a deeper understanding of his character. Scout and Jem come to see Boo as a gentle and caring soul, capable of immense compassion despite his isolated existence. They comprehend the sacrifices he has made and the risks he took to protect them, highlighting the depth of his empathy and his attachment to their well-being. The event's conclusion brings about a sense of gratitude and introspection. Scout and Jem, forever changed by their encounters with Boo Radley, gain a newfound appreciation for the power of empathy and the capacity for goodness within individuals. They recognize that true heroism often lies in the quiet acts of compassion performed by those who may be marginalized or misunderstood. The discovery of Boo's role in their lives also prompts a shift in perspective within the community of Maycomb. It challenges the town's prejudices and forces its residents to reconsider their assumptions about the nature of Boo Radley. The revelation serves as a reminder of the complexity of human beings and the importance of looking beyond surface-level judgments. In conclusion, the discovery that Boo Radley is the one who saved Scout and Jem unveils the true character of this enigmatic figure. It deepens our understanding of Boo's motives, highlighting his capacity for compassion and selflessness. The event transforms Scout and Jem's perception of Boo, fostering a sense of gratitude and empathy. It also challenges the prejudices of the community, encouraging a reevaluation of their assumptions. Ultimately, the discovery of Boo's identity becomes a powerful testament to the enduring power of kindness and the need for compassion in a world often clouded by fear and misunderstanding. The realization that Boo Radley has been watching over the children and has played a silent role in their lives. The realization that Boo Radley has been silently watching over the children and playing a role in their lives is a pivotal moment in To Kill a Mockingbird. It unveils the depth of Boo's connection to Scout and Jem, and it challenges the initial perceptions and prejudices held by the characters and the readers. As the story unfolds, Scout and Jem gradually come to understand that Boo Radley has been observing their lives from the confines of his own home. They begin to piece together the evidence and the subtle acts of kindness that Boo has performed, like leaving gifts in the knothole of a tree and mending Jem's torn pants. Scout and Jem's realization is accompanied by a mix of emotions: surprise, curiosity, and a growing sense of gratitude. They recognize that Boo's actions were driven by a genuine concern for their well-being, dispelling the earlier rumors and misconceptions that had surrounded his reckless nature. The realization is not limited to Scout and Jem alone. Atticus, their father, also comes to understand the extent of Boo's presence in their lives. He acknowledges Boo's unseen yet significant role in protecting his children and ensuring their safety, ultimately leading to a newfound appreciation for the mysterious neighbor. The realization that Boo Radley has been watching over them brings about a profound transformation in Scout and Jem. It forces them to reevaluate their perceptions and preconceived notions about Boo and challenges them to see beyond appearances. They recognize the underlying goodness in Boo's actions and the care he has shown towards them. This event serves as a powerful testament to the power of compassion, empathy, and the impact of human connections. It emphasizes that even those who may be marginalized or misunderstood can have a profound influence on the lives of others. The realization of Boo's silent guardianship encourages the characters and the readers to look past superficial judgments and appreciate the hidden depths within individuals. In conclusion, the realization that Boo Radley has been watching over Scout and Jem and playing a silent role in their lives brings about a shift in their perception and understanding of the enigmatic neighbor. It challenges their initial prejudices and fosters a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for Boo's actions. The event also serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy and the profound impact that unseen acts of kindness can have on others. Ultimately, the realization of Boo's presence highlights the transformative power of compassion and the capacity for connection in a world often shaped by fear and misunderstanding. The final confrontation with Bob Ewell, resulting in his death. The final confrontation with Bob Ewell in To Kill a Mockingbird marks a critical turning point in the story, as it brings the underlying tensions and conflicts in the town of Maycomb to a climax. This event is filled with suspense, danger, and a sense of justice finally being served. After the Halloween pageant, Scout, Jem, and their friend Dill are walking home when they sense they are being followed. They soon realize that Bob Ewell, the vengeful and abusive father of Mayla Ewell, is pursuing them. In an attempt to escape, the children run through the dark woods. But Jem's pants get caught in a wire fence, causing him to fall and injure himself. As the children struggle to free Jem, Bob Ewell closes in on them, fueled by his anger and desire for revenge. Just as he is about to attack them, a mysterious figure emerges from the darkness and engages in a violent struggle with Ewell. The figure manages to overpower Ewell, saving Scout and Jem from harm. In the chaos and confusion of the struggle, it becomes apparent that the unknown figure who intervened is Boo Radley. Boo, driven by a protective instinct and a deep affection for the children, exhibits an unexpected bravery and strength. He ultimately succeeds in defending Scout and Jem from Bob Ewell's malicious intent. As the dust settles and the truth of the confrontation emerges, the town is faced with the reality of Bob Ewell's death. Atticus, Scout and Jem's father, recognizes that Boo Radley is responsible for the act, but chooses to protect him by presenting a different account of the events to the authorities. This decision reflects Atticus' unwavering commitment to justice and his understanding of the complex dynamics at play in Maycomb. The final confrontation with Bob Ewell is a moment of reckoning for the characters and the town. It exposes the deep-rooted prejudice, fear, and injustice that have plagued Maycomb. The contrast between Bob Ewell's malevolence and Boo Radley's selfless act of heroism underscores the stark dichotomy of good and evil in the story. This event brings a sense of closure and resolution to the narrative. It signifies the triumph of morality and goodness over hatred and ignorance. Boo Radley, who had been a mysterious and misunderstood figure throughout the story, emerges as a savior, revealing the true nature of his character. The event also highlights the importance of community and the power of empathy, as the townspeople rally to protect Boo Radley and acknowledge the debt they owe him. In conclusion, the final confrontation with Bob Ewell represents a climactic moment in To Kill a Mockingbird. It showcases the courage and heroism of Boo Radley, who intervenes to protect Scout and Jem from harm. The event serves as a powerful commentary on the destructive forces of prejudice and the transformative power of compassion and empathy. It brings about a sense of justice and closure, revealing the inherent goodness that can exist even in the most unexpected places. Scouts walk Boo Radley home and her reflection on the events that have unfolded. After the final confrontation with Bob Ewell, the event takes a poignant turn as Scout walks Boo Radley home and reflects on the events that have unfolded in To Kill a Mockingbird. This scene serves as a powerful moment of connection and understanding between Scout and Boo, offering a glimpse into the complexities of human nature and the impact of empathy. With Jem's injuries still fresh, Scout is deeply shaken by the recent events. As she walks Boo Radley home, she feels a mixture of fear, curiosity, and gratitude towards him. Boo, who has been a recluse and a source of mystery throughout the story, is now revealed as a quiet and kind-hearted individual who has been silently watching over Scout and Jem. As they approach Boo's house, Scout pauses for a moment and takes in the significance of their journey. She reflects on the lessons she has learned throughout the book about courage, compassion, and the dangers of prejudice. Scout's perspective has evolved, and she now sees Boo Radley not as a fearsome figure, but as a misunderstood soul who has played a silent but crucial role in their lives. The walk home symbolizes Scout's newfound understanding and empathy. It represents a symbolic journey towards maturity and enlightenment, as Scout recognizes the importance of seeing beyond surface appearances and embracing the complexities of the human experience. Upon reaching Boo's porch, Scout looks out over the neighborhood, experiencing a deep sense of empathy for Boo and the challenges he has faced. She imagines how he must have observed their lives from his window, gaining insight into the everyday struggles, joys, and injustices that have shaped their community. In the conclusion of the event, Scout takes Boo Radley's hand and leads him back into his house, saying her final goodbye. It is a moment of profound significance, symbolizing the bridging of gaps and the forging of a bond between two individuals who were once strangers. The event of Scout's walk with Boo Radley home and her subsequent reflection serves as a culmination of the themes explored throughout the novel. It highlights the transformative power of empathy, the importance of challenging prejudice, and the capacity for growth and understanding within individuals and communities. Through Scout's journey, the reader is reminded of the impact that small acts of kindness and compassion can have on individuals and society as a whole. It is a reminder to look beyond appearances, to seek understanding and connection, and to foster a sense of empathy in order to combat the injustices and prejudices that exist in the world. In essence, the event of Scout's walk with Boo Radley home and her reflection encapsulates the overarching message of To Kill a Mockingbird, that compassion, understanding, and the willingness to confront one's own biases are essential in building a more just and humane society. In the second part of To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee takes readers on a profound journey through the complex and deeply divided society of Maycomb County. This section of the book delves into themes of racial injustice, prejudice, and the power of empathy. It is a powerful continuation of the narrative, where the characters face significant challenges and experience transformative growth. Throughout Part 2, several main actions and learnings stand out. The Tom Robinson trial. The trial serves as a central event that exposes the deep-seated racism and prejudice in Maycomb. Atticus Finch's defense of Tom Robinson reveals the stark reality of a racially biased justice system and the courage required to stand up against it. The exploration of racism. The book explores the pervasive racism that permeates the town. Through the experiences of Scout, Jem, and Atticus, readers witness the harmful effects of prejudice and the need for societal change. The role of empathy. Atticus teaches his children the importance of empathy and understanding. The children's interactions with Boo Radley and their growing awareness of his humanity highlight the power of empathy in transcending social divisions. Lessons in courage. Various characters, including Atticus, Mrs. DeBose, and Boo Radley, demonstrate acts of bravery and courage in the face of adversity. Their examples teach the children valuable lessons about standing up for what is right, even in the face of opposition. Loss of innocence. Part 2 portrays the loss of childhood innocence as Scout and Jem witness the injustices of the adult world. They grapple with the harsh realities of racism and prejudice, leading to their personal growth and a deepening understanding of the world around them. Community dynamics. The community's reaction to Atticus defending Tom Robinson exposes the divisions within Maycomb. The events showcase the power dynamics, mob mentality, and the struggle for social change within the town. The role of Boo Radley. Boo Radley's character takes on new significance in Part 2. Initially shrouded in mystery, he becomes a symbol of compassion, hidden strength, and the potential for personal redemption. In conclusion, Part 2 of To Kill a Mockingbird delves into the complexities of racism, prejudice, and empathy in a small southern town. It is a poignant exploration of the human condition and the potential for growth and understanding, even in the face of deep-rooted injustices. Through the main actions and learnings of this section, Harper Lee challenges readers to confront their own biases, question societal norms, and strive for a more just and compassionate world. And that's it for today's episode of Uncle Al's Bookshelf. I hope you enjoyed this quick summary of another timeless classic, and that you discovered something new about the world of literature. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. What did you think of today's selection? Did we miss anything important? Is there a specific book you'd like us to cover next? Let us know and join the conversation. Also, if you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your fellow book lovers. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel to stay up to date with our latest book summaries and literary insights. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Uncle Al's Bookshelf.